All right. Let's see here.
Mm. Blah, 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 blah.
All right. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, go.
Welcome to Game That Tune.
Oh yeah, what's going on, everybody? Game That Tune is back in the house once again. It's your boy John Harrington here. We got John Regan with us. Say hey.
Hey.
We got David Fleming. Say hey.
Hey.
And we got Jesse Moore. Say hey.
Hey.
Hell yeah, man. It's good to be back. It's Game That Tune, episode 98. We're having a blast, and we are getting ever closer to our 100th episode, which is, if it's a mind fuck for me, it's got to be a mind fuck for anybody that actually listens to this show. Seriously, 100 fucking episodes coming up.
We're not going to have anything special planned, right?
No, certainly not.
Cool.
It's not going to be a baffling ordeal of an episode at all. It's going to be it's going to be a real doozy. But in the meantime, tonight we're going to continue our tradition. The entire point of this podcast of listening to video game music, trying to guess the games based on the songs, and a little bit of trivia, goofing off, having fun, talking a bunch of shit. And whoever wins at the end of the night picks a theme for the next episode and plays a bonus tune. And I do believe I was the winner last week. We've been in this fantastic run of 90s games, and we're in episode 98, so I figured we'd just keep it going, man. It's still the 90s, guys. We can't stop now. We're so close to closing out these 90s. So, I think we got some good 90s fun coming up. Anybody got a contribution to our pop culture rundown that you know offhand from 1998? You want to toss out there?
The hit
Anybody?
comedy.
I know of a
something
game
about
that came out in 1998.
Oh, really, David? Are you about to spoil your pick for the episode?
Oh, I should probably hold on to that then. Yeah.
Yeah, good thinking. Yeah. It's 1998. Interesting year for pop culture. Big movies. Saving Private Ryan, Armageddon. A little movie called There's Something About Mary. John, I'm a little disappointed, honestly, that you didn't come in your own hair tonight and have it standing straight at the beginning of the show. Like, what's the matter? You got the bangs for it. You should have done it.
Oh, God. I'm getting a haircut right now. If you'll excuse me, I'll be back in like an hour. All right.
Wait, so you only get haircuts based on how it would look if you came in it? Like, that's your barometer for haircut? He's like, oh, man, I would totally look like, God, I forget that lady's name.
Cameron Diaz.
Yes, Cameron Diaz.
Game That Tune, episode 98. Let's make fun of Johnny's bangs.
Hey,
I mean, I was going to say earlier, I thought he looked pretty dashing, but
yeah, and they do, and they look good with some jizz in them, standing right up. I'm just saying, you're the only one here who can pull that off right now. Besides John's jizzy bangs, let's see. Mark McGwire hit 70 home runs. Remember when him and Sammy Sosa were above suspicion for steroids?
oh, man.
I sure do. Oh man,
Well,
what else?
Sosa, nobody thought Sosa was doing steroids because he looked normal. Mark McGwire, I mean, that man's arms were the size of tree trunks. Everybody was kind of questioning that.
Yeah, he was a little puffy. And yeah, and I was gonna say Mark McGwire was the puffy white guy in 1998. Now Sammy Sosa's the puffy white guy in 2018. So we've come full circle. If you haven't seen a picture of Sammy Sosa recently, don't look it up. It's disturbing.
Looking up now.
Oh, man.
Yep.
Does he look more or less like his N64 character?
Less, because he has turned himself pink. It's very strange.
Oh.
Yeah.
That's interesting.
Oh.
Everybody taking a moment to process that Sammy Sosa has gone from cute Dominican guy to really baffling giant white guy.
I regret looking that up.
Yeah.
Yeah, looking at a picture now, I think he does look more like his N64 model.
Yeah.
Moving on. Let's
The
move on
water
to
boy.
involving white guys. George Michael arrested in a Beverly Hills, California for a quote unquote lewd act. Was George Michael out before that? I feel like he always was, but I don't know. It was one of the earliest gay scandals that I remember from when I was a kid. And then moving on from a gay scandal to a non-gay scandal, let's talk about Monica Lewinsky and President Clinton and how that took over all of pop culture for 1998. Remember the time that
that was 98.
getting some head was a really big deal? Like,
I miss
man,
this day.
yeah, those were the days, guys. Those really were the days.
I like how time has changed in 20 years, where before, like, oh, the president may have cheated on his wife with an intern. This is a scandal and we need to impeach him. Now it's like, oh yeah, the president fucked a porn star and paid her money to not talk about it. Whatever.
Yeah, exactly. That's Tuesday. Yeah.
And next up on Politics That Tune, we're gonna guess which ones of us are liberals. Probably all of us.
Move on from that pleasantness to all the celebrity unpleasantness. Crashing into a tree with celebrity deaths like Sonny Bono. Seriously, the saddest celebrity death that I've done yet in this pop culture rundown, Phil Hartman.
Oh man, that's
seriously, like one of the saddest moments of my young life. It's like, wait, he was in every great episode of The Simpsons. Like that, nope, can't process that. I think 20 years later, I still haven't fully processed that. That sucked ass. And yeah, anyway, in the bizarre trivia, Carmen Electra and Dennis Rodman got married, and who wants to guess how many days that lasted?
8.
Ooh,
No.
so close.
6.
9.
Oh,
Dennis Rodman were married for 9 days in the glorious year of 1998. But anyway,
Man,
it's
what
been
a sweet
show
9
tonight.
days.
We got great games, great
Good
game requests. Wait, yeah, Jesse, give us the good movie rundown.
we have Akira for all you weebs out there. Fucking Akira. That's pretty, groundbreaking.
Wasn't that 1988?
Well, it said not. It was a popular movie in 1998, so maybe it was released over here finally. I remember that's the first VHS anime I bought, and I still have it. And because fucking Leonardo does the voice of Kaneda, and that was badass. And
Awesome.
The Big Lebowski came out that year.
All right, I feel terrible for having ignored that.
The Water Boy,
Also
and
good.
The Wedding Singer.
Good year
Those
for
were the
sitcoms.
same year?
Oh, and Godzilla. Wow.
Yeah, let's talk about the fantastic movie Godzilla and how it didn't butcher anything, and how the best thing to come out of that was the crossover ad campaign where the Taco Bell dog tried to trap Godzilla. Yeah, remember the Taco Bell dog, guys? That was adorable.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I was gonna say, let's discuss the 1998 Godzilla, a movie so bad that Toho Studios had to rename the character as Just Zilla because the executive said, I quote, "The Americans took the God out of the character."
Take that. Well, like the Taco Bell dog wants Taco Bell. Yokiero game that tune. So Johnny, let's start the music.
Game 1.
Whoops. 1 second here.
Johnny, I said Yokiero game that tune.
You did.
And I stand on it. I didn't even do the accent.
Probably for the best.
So Rasta.
Sure. Let's go
or,
with that.
or something. All right, so let's see here. A little trivia / hint is the Japanese version of this game did not have a story mode save feature. So for this reason, the option to erase story mode save data is absent in the Japanese version.
Wow, John. Wow. This is slightly more confusing than last week when you played a song that repeated Supersonic Racing over and over again. There's I think there were a couple of hints in there. And I think you're trying to throw us off the trail.
Let's see here. Let's see some answers. We've got Yoshi's Story, Sanford and Son Story. That is a hat trick. Yep, this is Yoshi's Story for the Nintendo 64, released early 1998.
I was going to do a Fred Sanford impression. Be like, it's the big one, Yoshi. I'm coming to see you. But, that's as far as I'm willing to take that joke. Fuck yeah, man. Hey, John just left.
Oh, good.
You're only going to make fun of my pick? Fine. Fuck it.
I don't like Sanford and Son. Goodbye. So Yoshi's Story is a game that I have very minimal time playing. I'm hoping that David maybe played this a little bit more than I did.
Actually, I have a very interesting and amusing anecdote about Yoshi's Story.
Oh, good.
I remember renting this game, I believe from a Blockbuster, because that was a thing in the 90s.
It sure was.
And I had a Game Shark for the N64. And I distinctly remember, because the Game Shark was you had to like plug your cartridge into it, and certain games would like lock out. You had to put like a special passcode for certain games. I think because of like the lock-on technology or like a chip involved somehow. Anyhow, I rented Yoshi's Story and I plugged it in that way. and I was playing the game, and then I had to return it, but I didn't like reset it, or I didn't add the code right, or something happened where my Game Shark would not work unless I put Yoshi's Story in to like reset it. So I had a Game Shark kit. It was basically useless unless I went and rented Yoshi's Story again.
That's funny.
But all of the stuff that I played in Yoshi's Story did not make me want to rent it again. So
I was going to say, Yoshi's Story 1, I don't think, I mean, I'm sure you had a reason for playing with the Game Shark, but I don't think it was difficult enough to justify using a Game Shark on it. And then 2, certainly wasn't difficult enough to justify a second rental. Like, you know, it's a delightful little kids game, but man, this really might have been like the time when Nintendo was most clearly a little kids company. Like, this was the cutest little game that ever existed back in the day. Like, yeah, I don't know. It's adorable and flowery, and hearts and smiley faces everywhere. Like,
I mean, the entire goal of the game is to eat fruit.
Yeah, you know, kids love fruit, so makes sense.
Well, it's not so much that like kids love fruit, but it's more like we need to make sure the children are eating enough fruit, like food pyramid and all that.
Yeah. Jesse, what about you, man? Did you play Yoshi's Story?
I have a similar story, except with the weird Game Shark stuff. But yeah, I rented this game from Blockbuster Video, and I remember I beat it that day, and I was like, well, that was kind of fun. I still got 5 more days on this rental. Cool. Now what?
Yeah. That was easy. Man, I really should have used a coupon or something and gotten another game. Like,
good thing I didn't use my Game Shark. I would have beaten it sooner.
Yeah. All right, hold on. Let's pause the conversation and let Johnny jump back in.
There we go. Okay.
Hey, it's John.
Yeah, I can hear and see you guys the whole time. So I was like, okay, well, I'll just wait until they kind of hit a little break here, and then refresh.
Yeah, I don't know, man. You disappeared right after we.
Hold on, something's wrong. Let me try refreshing again. Okay, how about now? Whoa, I hear a lot of echo.
I'm hearing a lot of echo.
Shit, what's going on?
It's gone into the robo voice.
Alright, I'll try killing Chrome, I guess, and try coming back in. 1 second.
Sorry, everybody.
Let's see here. It's just me now, everyone. Let's try getting back in there.
Game, man.
What is going on? I got such bad robo voice. Somebody else refresh. Okay, let's see what happens. Okay, John.
What?
Okay, that's better.
Yep.
Except I hear myself.
It's just I'm getting a little echo from you and me.
Everything sounds fine to me.
Oh, there it goes. Oh, nope, it came back.
Okay, I'm gonna refresh now.
Okay.
Let's have all of our viewers refresh. Hey, David, you moved.
How are we doing?
Okay, there we go.
That sounds fun.
Yeah, that sounds way better. Up. And there went Jesse. I guess he's refreshing too.
Came that tune where video chat is a baffling ordeal.
What sorcery is this?
Oh, man. Yeah, David's face is split across like 2 boxes.
Johnny, you know, you're
Just the way I like it.
your Yoshi's story better be fucking worth it, man.
We can just move on to game 2.
Yoshi's story was a mistake. Yeah, we're out.
Okay, so I don't know
Please
where
make
Jesse
sure
is.
that like that part gets edited, because I want that clip of just your Yoshi story better be epic. We can move on to game 2.
Oh man.
Yeah, I don't know where
See, and I
Jesse
want to
is.
say, like, maybe it was something you had to enter, like, a code into the Game Shark to let it be used with certain games, and I accidentally used the one for Yoshi's Story. Like, something happened where my Game Shark would only read Yoshi's Story, and I was pissed.
Yeah.
That was the thing.
It'd be so funny if you like plugged in like a good game to it. No offense to Yoshi's Story, but like if you plugged in some other game and it's just read it and it's like, please insert Yoshi's Story. Like, God damn it. Yeah.
Because I think something like that happened too, because I rented Yoshi's Story once and then I returned it and then I tried to use my Game Shark on like GoldenEye or fucking Mario 64 or something. It's like not compatible. It's like, what do you mean?
God, can you imagine if it if it forced like Yoshi's Story assets into whatever game you plugged into it? Because that would actually be an amazing device. Like suddenly it's like Oddjob turns into Yoshi.
I'm just imagining playing like Perfect Dark but with a ring of fruit around the screen.
Slappers only, and it's just tongues.
Shit. I tried to type up a message saying technical difficulties. I forgot I had my soundboard running. Oh, God.
What happened to Jesse?
I don't know.
Oh, shit.
I'm setting up so people can still hear us talking. They just, don't have video going on right now. There we go.
Cool. But yeah, no, I mean, seriously, I have like almost no experience with Yoshi's Story. Like, what? It was easy. It had Yoshi's.
It was a fun stage in Smash Brothers.
It very much was, and I think if you like, wasn't the only unlockable like eventually like a black or white Yoshi, like, feel like there wasn't a whole lot to do in this game.
Yeah, I mean, I remember there was a rumor about like an orange Yoshi, but that was disproven.
There were an orange Yoshi and brown Yoshi, I believe, on the box, and they appear like in the intro, but that's it.
It's like brown M&Ms. That's terrible. Who wants brown Yoshi?
Oh man, do y'all remember tan M&Ms?
Those are the ones I'm thinking of. The light brown. Oh shit. All right. So now that we're all here, Johnny, give us your Yoshi Story rundown.
Oh damn it! I killed my soundboard. I meant to hit game 2.
Oh, you really suck tonight, John.
God.
Now you
just make your own Yoshi sounds.
Hold on. It takes a soundboard legit like 30 seconds to come up for some reason.
So tell us the Yoshi story in the meantime.
Yeah.
Yeah. What made you choose Yoshi's Story?
I chose it because it came out in 1998 and we hadn't used it on the show yet. It's I did play it. I remember renting it a bunch and thoroughly enjoying it. And I tried to sit down and play it again, and it's one of those games that like does not work well on emulators. Like you can really only play it on the original hardware, as far as I can tell, because it used some kind of like next level Nintendo 64 like microcode graphics thing or something like that.
Awesome.
Yeah, it's up there with like Factor 5 in terms of like just using the weird like undocumented shit.
Now that's really funny because the thing I don't think about Yoshi's Story being is like a fucking graphical powerhouse.
Yeah,
like
I say, like of all the games to put your like technical code behind, Yoshi's Story.
Yeah, not so much.
Yeah, it's actually
sweet. Now that we're all present, and I assume John's soundboard is working, John can admit that he has nothing to say about this game.
Game 2.
Awesome. So, trivia on this game. The Japanese version of the game features a vocal track called Give It To Me, which was made instrumental for the game's American release, most likely due to sexually explicit lyrics. Oh yeah. Man, you want to talk about sexually explicit lyrics? I was with it when it said push it in. Then it said push it out. So it's either about having a baby or taking a dump. And I don't know, man.
Yeah, wouldn't it be push it in,
Or
pull
both.
it out?
Yeah, if it had said pull it out, then it would have been like, okay, Nintendo really overlooked this. Like,
I mean,
Well, unless it's someone with really strong kegels.
yeah,
Oh.
I push it in and she pushes it out.
all right. Jesus
Let's
Christ.
have an answer for that.
I forgot to buy index cards again.
Still, jeez.
It's a 1080 snowboarding hat trick. Hell yeah. Man, I miss giving a shit about extreme sports. Like, 1080 was fucking dope. And the 90s were so, like, X Games and dope. And I feel like they just went too mainstream Mountain Dew in the 2000s and just lost my interest. But man, when this game came out, I was all fucking about it. What about you guys? You play a good amount of 1080?
Before we
yeah.
go into that, I feel like, John, you're being a real hipster about extreme sports, which I didn't think was possible. But you literally just said it went too mainstream.
It fucking did. It really developed its own culture that I decided I didn't like in the last 18 to 20 years. And I'm not watching the Olympics right now. It's in the fucking Olympics.
I was about to say,
Snowboarding,
is that your litmus
Yeah.
for when it's too mainstream? Is once it appears in the Olympics, like you're done. Like,
pretty much, man.
Man, I was into curling before all these other posers.
Yeah, exactly. My great Scottish ass grandfather invented curling. Thank you very much. And I never wanted to see it in the Olympics. So
completely
what the fuck, man?
completely random side note, every single time I pull up my little TV guide recently, CNBC is showing curling and nothing but curling all the time. Like, I think the C stands for curling.
You should fucking be watching it, John. Curling's fucking amazing.
I didn't say I'm not
Yeah,
watching it. I'm just saying that CNBC is curling on NBC right now. Like,
The Curling National Broadcast Company. It makes sense.
Just talking about like hipster curling, I'm imagining all these like underground curling leagues that don't want to be too mainstream.
That'd be pretty fucking cool. They've got like that, the shuffleboard games and bars. Why not just, step it up?
Fucking mini curling boards.
Yeah, no, fuck it. Make it a full-size thing. Freeze the fucking floor, get some 42-pound granite stones, and, we're going out for a couple of beers and we're going to curl a few rounds. Like, come on, man.
Patreon goal.
Sounds like a fucking great night. Open a fucking pop-up curling bar. That'd be a fucking hit.
that honestly does sound. That sounds way better than darts. Like,
Hell yeah.
Not dangerous at all. Nothing dangerous about sliding around on the ice, sweeping things, fucking throwing 42-pound granite rocks.
So you give drunk people pointy sticks that you throw at a wall. Is that any more dangerous than giving drunk people 42-pound granite stones with handles?
Yeah, exactly. If you really want to bludgeon somebody with a curling stone, good luck to you. You really got to earn it. Like, it's a fucking ordeal to lift that thing and swing it. So why don't you just play the game the way it's meant to be played? And, everybody will have a good night of drunken curling. That's what I'm talking about.
I mean, they let people bowl while they're drunk, so why not curling?
Yes, exactly. But anyway, 1080 snowboarding is not a curling game. It's kind of a snowboarding game. No, it's fun, man. It's like a good racing game. I liked it. It was a nice like mix up to like the Mario Kart Diddy Kong Racing stuff. Like, let's pop in some fucking 1080, and it's like, wait a minute, why would I do tricks if I'm trying to race? Like, I'm gonna go down the hill as fast as possible. I'm gonna fucking pick my man Dion Blaster and go as fast as possible down this hill. I got my penguin board, and fuck doing these tricks. Like,
I like grinding on stuff.
Yeah, grinds are cool. Who's everybody's favorite character in 1080 snowboarding? That is also a challenge to name a character from 1080 snowboarding, and I already took Dion Blaster. I'm waiting.
I was a big fan of Shinobin.
God damn it, John. That's not a thing.
That's from Snowboard Kids.
So, here is my sad confession. I never played 1080 snowboarding.
David, you were the most extreme sports kid I ever knew back in 1998. I can't believe you didn't have this.
Yeah, man, you're drinking
like a goddamn rug.
What, you spend too much time at the skate park or something, and you just didn't get home in time to play 1080 snowboarding? This is a shock to me. Like,
too busy hanging 10 off Volano Beach.
Yeah, see, that was the problem. Florida kid, I was all about that, Tony Hawk's grinding ollie half pipe.
Exactly.
There's this one thing.
McTwist and shit.
When I think of David, the first thing I think of is Airwalk shoes, Mountain Dew, those little
Jinkos.
Inserts you would put onto your shoes so you could casually grind down rails with your shoes on. Those things.
Oh yeah, BMX. Motocross. David was all.
I was so into BMX, man. I can't even tell you.
One time, David and I built a half pipe in our backyard. It was great.
I really hope that like every single listener is going, are they joking right now? Or...
No, okay, but since nobody can name anybody else in 1080 snowboarding, the correct
Wasn't
answer.
There a woman in like a purple jumpsuit, or was that Snowboard Kids?
That's probably Snowboard Kids. The woman, I believe, was Akari Hayami. The main Japanese guy was Kensuke Kimachi. He's like the Mario of the game. Then you got the Canadian and the American. I can't remember which is which. Rob Haywood and Ricky Winterborn, which is a fantastic snowboarder name. And you could unlock an Iceman who is not in to X-Men. It's just a man made of ice. I don't think they can legally call him Iceman. You could unlock a gold man who is not Jewish. I think he's just a man made of gold. And you could unlock a panda. Like, there was a panda. You could play as a panda riding a penguin for a snowboard. Ooh. And I don't believe PETA ever gave a fuck about this game. It was a different time, people. Like, people could take a joke back then. But
You'd think that if it was a snowboarding game, it would have been a polar bear.
Nope, panda. It's not like Nintendo ever made a game featuring a notably cool polar bear. No way. There's no way they could make a polar bear have a cameo in this game.
They were trying to break, social stereotypes, obviously.
Yes. Pandas can also snowboard.
On penguins.
Exactly. They're trying to get some mainstream acceptance for snowboarding pandas. And, I don't know if we ever got there. I mean, Tekken kind of beat them to the panda thing anyway. But, there was no snowboarding in Tekken. So I don't know, man. It's, it's something. I guess pandas, there's no like Chinese representation in in 1080 snowboarding, so that's the Panda. Like that's their appeal to China.
See, now I'm just
you're
imagining if
making
Tekken
that.
had a snowboarding mini game.
Yeah, Tekken board would be pretty fucking dope, man.
Worked for Final Fantasy.
Did it?
I mean,
happen?
There was a snowboarding minigame in Final Fantasy VII.
Shit,
I don't remember that at
I
all.
don't want to confess to not knowing that.
Oh yeah,
I mean,
that badass too, because you like snowboard and like it's really cool. It's your cloud and it's pretty neat.
I like that. I like all of that. Snowboarding on a cloud.
Mortal
yeah.
Kombat had like a kart racing mini game, so hell yeah, Tekken can get a snowboarding mini game.
Motor Combat is fucking awesome.
Whoa, what?
It's so stupid, but it's so good.
It's my first time hearing
And
about
I mean,
this.
in fairness, Tekken had Tekken Bowling, which is fucking cool too. Like
Wait, what?
Tekken, you don't know about Tekken Bowl?
No.
Oh, dude, you really got to play more Tekken. It's fantastic. But yeah, so 1080 was cool. You know, it was a cool downhill snowboarding racing game. You know, I remember the tricks were an elaborate, baffling ordeal to try and pull off. It was, like to actually pull off a 1080 in this game was a pain in the ass. But yeah, it was good. It was Nintendo's first party attempt at making an extreme sports game. I guess to maybe follow up, what's the one? Wave Race.
Wave Race.
And I think we covered this last time whenever we talked about Wave Race, which was 92 episodes ago or whatever. I think that Nintendo was onto something here. There should be a Nintendo Extreme Sports universe going on. And, they've gotten away from that. And I think it's a damn shame because I don't like current extreme sports culture, but I would like Nintendo's version of extreme sports culture, I think. Like, I would be very accepting of that. So,
Have you played Splatoon?
I have,
Okay, because that's pretty much like what you're asking for.
Go throw some fucking snowboards in there. How hard is that? Like, it makes sense to me. God, 1080 splatboarding would be pretty fucking fun.
Actually, if they do like bring back 1080 snowboarding or Wave Race or whatever, they should add the Inklings as an unlockable character.
Oh, they absolutely should. They should make a rainbow-colored fucking mountain and have Inklings, snowboarding all over it. I would definitely play that. But anyway, 1080 is pretty awesome. The soundtrack is largely annoying J-pop, but there's also a couple of good rock tracks on there. And yeah, man, fuck snowboarding nowadays, but man, in 1998, all this Shaun White Olympic shit, no, take it and just, leave it in Korea. I want to play 1080 snowboarding. Yeah.
This episode is so political. It's great.
Well, I'm just saying, I think, I don't even think it's a hot take to not be into extreme sports anymore. I feel like that's a lot of guys my age. This came and went.
My
A
mind
new
is
1080, pretty choice.
my mind is blown at the whole like fuck Olympians and all their accomplishments. I just want to play video games.
Yeah.
Like man,
It's been my attitude for most of my life. So anyway, fuck yeah, 1080, thumbs up. Actual sports, thumbs down. Burn. Johnny,
Game 3.
fuck human achievement. Sweet.
So, trivia for this game. During development, originally, the main character was going to be green. However, this caused problems as they kept blending in with the majority of the environments. So the developers changed the color of the main character to a bright purple.
I like it.
Yeah.
I'd like to briefly mention this is our fan request for the evening. So who's got some answers?
Oh man, got this one.
Oh man, damn it, John. We are on a hat trick roll. John Regan says Spyro, Jesse Moore says Spyro the Dragon, and John Harrington says Grape Ape Escape, by which I assume he means Spyro the Dragon.
Wait, what?
Okay, 1, I don't know if that should count. 2, I love hearing "Damn it, John" and it be not about me.
That's a first. Oh man, yeah.
I'd like to briefly just peek into your mindset of, damn it, John. It's like I wrote a serious answer this time, and I think I got it right.
Yeah,
What are you yelling at me for?
I mean, it was a purple character. That last song sounded pretty jungly. And, after my first answer of Sanford and Son story, I figured I'd stick with the 70s, go into cartoons, Grape Ape Escape. It makes sense. I thought I was on the right track there, but I don't know.
Although, interesting that you think that last song had a jungle vibe, because that was Ice Cavern from Spyro the Dragon.
Okay. Shows what I know. So Spyro, he's pretty cool. Has anybody played much of this? This like remained a series outside the PlayStation 1, right?
Oh yeah,
For a little
Spyro continued on until the only time that the Spyro series kind of like lost its way was Spyro is what started Skylanders.
Oh yeah, it is, isn't it?
Yeah, they were like, okay, we've got this really cool like Toys to Life thing. We should attach a series to it. Hey, Spyro, we'll attach that to it. And then once the other figures caught on and took off, nobody cared that Spyro was involved with it anymore, and they pretty much stopped making Spyro games.
Okay,
Although
yeah, I misremembered that.
they do have an HD re-release collection coming out soon. After they did the Crash Bandicoot collection, they're doing Spyro.
Oh, that's
Awesome.
cool.
Good. And then we can finally get Ty the Tasmanian Tiger HD remake. And then we can work on, I'm trying to think of the other like PlayStation era, Animal League game. Yeah, Croc.
And then did you say Gex?
No, but it's time for the return of Gex, quite frankly. Let's
I
have
would
Gex.
be genuinely unironically pumped for a reboot of Gex.
Dana Gould would be into it, man.
He's not doing anything else, is he?
Shit. Yeah, man, bring back 90s animal games,
Does
and
Banjo-Kazooie count? It's 2 animals.
if they could just give him back, give them back to Rare and give Rare back to Nintendo. I mean, when was that last Banjo-Kazooie thing, Nuts and Bolts or whatever? Fuck that noise. You're forcing all these guys to go off and form their own company and make ukulele. No, just let them make another Banjo-Kazooie. Come on.
Put him in the next Smash Brothers.
Yes. Banjo and Kazooie in the next Smash Brothers. But no, hand off Banjo-Kazooie to the Super Mario Odyssey team. And let them just go nuts on that. Think about it. Banjo-Kazooie. I'd play it. So, but anyway, Spyro. Spyro's cool.
I have a really sad thing to share with you. I just realized that ukulele sounds like the name of the instrument ukulele. I never noticed that until just now. But
hey, like Banjo-Kazooie. Wacky.
But that's 2 different instruments, though. You know what I mean? I think, right?
They're musical instruments.
Yeah, but this is one instrument. To me, it's way different.
Oh, totally. Yeah, my bad, brother.
It would have been totally different if ukulele was called drum and bassy or cymbals and cello. No, we're not doing that. We're just gonna make it a fucking one instrument.
Yeah.
That's it. When I get a pet bat, I'm gonna name it Cello.
You should.
Now, in what Spyro games? Which Spyro games are voiced by Elijah Wood? Because I know he was the voice of Spyro at some point, right?
He was.
Oh, yeah.
If I'm not mistaken,
voice actor pedigree.
he was the voice in the first 3.
Wow, did not.
I know he was in the first one. I believe in the second one they might have replaced him in the third, and I'm trying to remember who they replaced him with. But I feel like at some point he came back, and it was a big deal because hey, we got Elijah Wood back.
David, you really should take a look at the voice actor trivia for Spyro. So initially, Spyro's voice actor was Carlos Alazraqui.
Really?
Yeah. He was replaced after the first game with Tom Kenny. That's right, SpongeBob himself. After that, he was Jess Harnell, who was Wacko. And then it was Elijah Wood. And then Josh Keaton, Matthew Mercer, Justin Long, and Jason Ritter. So Spyro's had a lot of fairly noteworthy voice actors. So,
wait, hold up, Josh Keaton?
Yeah. I know you know who that is. I don't know it just by name. I know the name, but I can't name another character that he does. I feel like he's Spider-Man or something.
Yeah, he's Spider-Man, or he was Spider-Man for a period.
Yeah, good. So yeah, Spyro's had a lot of good voices, and I'm assuming since they got all those voice actors to play him, there was probably money and a crowd for these games. But Yeah, again, I kind of forgotten that Spyro remained a series outside of the late 90s, early 2000s.
See, Spyro is like when I was a kid, I had a Nintendo 64 and I loved it and I adored it and fuck the PlayStation, hot take from 1998. But there was the one thing that like made me interested about the PlayStation was I didn't care about Final Fantasy VII, I didn't care about Metal Gear Solid, but the Spyro games looked like a ton of fun because it
Yep.
seemed like Mario 64, but you're a dragon.
Yes.
And that sounded badass.
Yeah, that was the PlayStation Edge right there. Like, it's cool, Italians. It's cooler than Italians? Dragons. Like, yeah.
Like, what if you had a whole bunch of like themed worlds to explore and collect stuff from and fight enemies, but you could breathe fire on them?
Yeah,
that's significantly better.
Yes, it is. And I never played the original Spyro, but could you fly at will, or was he a ground-based dragon?
I'm pretty sure you could fly. I don't know if it was like completely free roaming or if it was more like you kind of hovered to make platforming easier, but I'm almost positive you could fly.
Awesome. Good. Well, I guess that makes sense because he eventually birthed the Skylanders, and it's kind of in the title. So, makes sense to me. Yeah. But yeah.
Okay, apparently the chat is cluing us in that you could glide in the games, similar to Breath of the Wild. So.
Oh, good. That sounds slightly actually more appealing than Mario 64's flight mechanic of, go up and then inevitably start coming down and not really go anywhere. Like, why couldn't you actually glide with that wing cap? Why was it all just like, like parabolic flight? But I don't know. I just love flying in those 90s 3D games, no matter what they were. They were a lot of fun. And it's cool.
It's like, how can we show people that like we have a 3D environment to go through? It's like, what if you could like fly? Like, what if you could maneuver around X, Y, and Z axis?
Yeah. Just wait till they get that fourth dimension in there. It's really gonna blow your fucking mind.
Spyro the Dragon and the TARDIS of magic.
Yeah. Oh God. It's time for him to come back, man.
I think what you're describing is you just do a bunch of drugs and then you play Spyro. Like...
Oh God.
Or you just do a bunch of drugs and play Mario 64 and you believe that he becomes a purple dragon?
Yes, you change the colors on the TV to get Luigi, but he turns purple, so it's kind of like, Super Waluigi 64, and you're just too high to give a fuck. So, it's good.
Which I remember going back to my Game Shark Yoshi story from earlier. I remember being so pissed because there was a Game Shark code that let you play as Luigi in Mario 64, but all it did was tint the colors green, so it kind of looked like you were Luigi. It was bullshit.
Yeah. But anyway, John or Jesse, you guys got Spyro stories, or?
I do have a Spyro toy from the Skylander series. So
right.
I did play the first one. I thought it was pretty cool. But,
it'd be pretty great if that somehow was an amiibo that eventually unlocks Spyro in like some Nintendo games.
Like Smash Brothers.
If Sony's just going to not use him anymore, Nintendo can bring him over, man. Spyro's a pretty Nintendo character as it is. So Purple Dragon, a lot of.
Was Spyro in the PlayStation All-Stars battle game? Because I don't think he was.
He better have been. That sounds like
a missed opportunity.
That game was a missed opportunity in a number of ways.
Well, yeah, that's true.
Yeah.
But I mean, like, if Donkey Kong and Bowser can be like Skylanders and amiibos, they should have, Spyro pop up as an amiibo.
That's what I was thinking. Yeah. Just, Spyro in like a fancy car or whatever, like they gave Donkey Kong, or, whatever that was. I don't know. Just to get some Nintendo Spyro crossovers. But anyway, awesome game. And
awesome fan request. Special thanks to
collection.
No, I was just wait, what?
I was just gonna say I'm looking forward to that HD collection because I've never actually played Spyro, and I will play that. Like, I like 90s platforming, and I like it being revived. I will support that.
Yes. Sorry, I completely did not hear what you had said. So it was like, I'm going to talk about, the person and thank the person. Wait, shit, he's talking. What did he say?
Don't thank anybody yet. I'm not done.
Okay. I did want to thank, this was our fan request from @DireHunchCrow on Twitter. Frequent requester, thanks for the awesome suggestion.
Yes. Sorry that we never play the games that you request, but we'll work on that. We'll go back in time and rectify these situations. So Johnny, get on the time machine back to 98, and let's all play some Spyro.
Done and done.
Thank you.
Game 3.
Up.
Game 4.
Awesome. All right, guys, listen up, because Luca from the game Chrono Trigger makes a cameo appearance in this game, and also there is a poster of Tifa from Final Fantasy VII inside somebody's house in this game.
Your fingertips moving gently to my heart. The force of life goes on and on. The song remains like a haunting melody of angel music held in chains. And I ask you, can we ease the pain of those who lost? Can we know the cause of all this sorrow? Can we catch the tears of a broken world falling down upon the earth, falling down? The waves of time take me deeper into you. A haze as blue as summer skies, and turn to find the key will not unlock the door. This broken bird, away it flies. And I ask you, can we ease the pain of those who lost? Can we know the cause of all this sorrow? Can we catch the tears of a broken world falling down upon the earth, falling down?
All right, guys. You have you ready to show me what you got?
Yes.
Oh yeah.
All right. Let's see. We got okay, I'll read yours last. Chrono Cross, Johnny is incorrect. He just listed every game that came out in 1998. Brave Fencer, Musashi, Suikoden, Xenogears, Parasite Eve. I'll give you a hint. One of those is right, and it's what David says was Xenogears. That was a brilliant answer, John. Made me very happy.
I was like, okay, I could probably just Google 1998 RPGs and get a pretty good clue, and then it's like, oh shit, man! Like Square was busy in 1998.
I was convinced that this was going to be Panzer Dragoon Saga, and then you were talking about Luca and Tifa. I was like, shit, that's Square.
Yeah, so that just narrows it down to Brave Fencer Musashi or Xenogears or Parasite Eve, which is an RPG, but it is a Squaresoft game. And it's just like, because I was convinced it was going to be Suikoden 2. It's just like, oh, shit.
I appreciate that David believes that I have the $450 to cough up to play Panzer Dragoon Saga.
Well, I mean, it's been well established that we all have 4 Sega Saturns.
That's true, I guess. Yeah, okay. Well played.
So, yeah, anyway, so this is Xenogears then.
Yes. It's So, have any of you guys played Xenogears?
I have not.
Of course not.
Shocker.
Nope.
I briefly played Xenosaga. Is that related?
Kinda, unfortunately.
Okay.
Is Xenogears the one with Cosmos?
That's
Cosmos?
Xenosaga.
Okay, never mind. I'm out.
So,
Yeah. And good day.
so this
no, I
game,
did not play Xenogears.
it's a little problematic for me because, like it's great, but I don't know if it holds up because, like, the first disc is great, and then the second disc is like, hey, we ran out of time, so we're just gonna throw a bunch of this stuff. Like, it's a lot of reading, a lot of cutscenes, a lot of, like, there's an actual cutscene where it just shows you clips of your characters going through a dungeon, and then you fight a boss. Like, you don't get to actually go in the dungeon. It's this lady in a rocking chair with like this piece of a clock going back and forth in the background. No, it's a pendant. That's right. It's this pendant going back and forth in the background while she's telling the story of what you guys did in this dungeon. And then there's a boss fight, and it's like you don't actually get to do this, and so it's like really weird pacing because, like, the first disc, it plays like a dream. Like, you go to towns, there's an overworld, you're fighting stuff. Oh, there's a cutscene, going and doing some stuff, quests and side quests. Oh, okay, here's a cutscene. Normal RPG stuff. While this one is like, like a Hideo Kojima wet dream.
Can we just do a movie? Like, just throw a DVD in there with the game? Yeah. Okay, sure.
Yeah, but one thing, like, the battle system is really great, especially whenever you're not in your giant robot, which you'd think would be the other way around. I always preferred the ground combat because, like, you get into these really cool combos. They're called death blows, and so as you level up your skills, so, like, whenever you're in combat, like, it's not just fight and then you go and punch something. You hit attack and then you have like action points, and so you can do like triangles, like a weak attack, squares, medium attack, and the next is a strong attack. And so, like, you can do, like, 3 quick attacks with triangle. And so then as you punch them in, your character runs up and punches and punches and punches, and it looks like a cool fighting game type thing. Like, it's like the animation is sweet, the moves are all really badass. Like all the characters have cool death blows. Like, there's this one dude who has these whips, and so he uses all the whips and slaps them up in the air and stuff. Then there's like dudes with guns and stuff. There's like a dude with a katana blade. Like, it's a really cool fighting system. And then whenever you get in your gears, it's a little different too, because, like, your gears can, like, run out of fuel and stuff, so you got to watch out for that. And and the music is pretty good. Like, the dude who did the music for, like, Chrono Trigger and Chrono Cross.
I was going to say, I saw the composer, Yasunori Mitsuda. That guy was, he's kind of prolific. Chrono Trigger, Chrono Cross, a little game called Mario Party. Hello.
Yeah.
Bomberman 64, the second attack. Come on, man. He's just iconic. But no, he actually is. Like, he's like Square's guy for the late 90s. David, you'll appreciate it. He did a couple of tracks on Kid Icarus Uprising.
Oh. Well, I mean, I appreciate him for Mario Party, obviously.
He composed that great cake theme, but also Kid Icarus Uprising. So Mitsuda-san, you pretty fucking great. But yeah, so Dire Crow was asking in the chat. So is the combat turn-based or real-time, or I think from what you're saying, is it kind of that, like, Xeno signature mix of, like, button inputs, but it is kind of turn-based,
Okay. So your character gets a turn, and then you have so many action points that you can use to attack with. And so you could just burn them all with 2 strong attacks, or you could do, like, 3 weak attacks and whatnot.
There it is. 'Cause I remember playing Xenosaga and not getting the full flick on that system, and it was kind of frustrating. Like, gorgeous game, seems really cool. I don't quite get it. So,
Yeah.
Yeah. And I guess that's kind of continued on in these Xeno games, because, like, Xenoblade Chronicles and apparently even now Xenoblade Chronicles 2, they've got kind of confusing combat flow with, like,
really?
yeah, it's like input chains, and then things have to like recharge, and you gotta dodge, and it's like an elaborate, almost like rhythm game to play these fucking games now. I mean, they seem cool, and I love RPG-ish games that are anime as shit, but some of them are they've lost me just a little bit. But I wish I'd played this back in the day. My PlayStation non-owning regret has really been kicking in these last few episodes. It's like, oh yeah, remember all these iconic ass games that weren't on the Nintendo 64? Yeah, though I never went back and revisited those. Oh shit.
Yeah, I looked out because my friend Anthony, he had a PlayStation, and I had an N64. So like basically, for the first 2 years of the N64's life, I played the hell out of it. And so then, like, after that, it was like, hey, you want to swap systems for a while? And so I gave him my N64 and all my games, and he gave me his PlayStation and all his games. And so, like, I got to catch up on all the cool PlayStation stuff, and he got to catch up on all the N64 stuff.
Just imagine you guys like swapping systems. It's like, yeah, man, I got you the here's the PlayStation, I got Xenogears, I got Chrono Cross. What do you got? Oh, I've got the Nintendo 64, I've got Quest 64, I've got Space Station Silicon Valley, and like NBA Hang Time. Like, seriously?
Oh man, that's great. To be fair, Silicon Valley is pretty fun.
Space Station Silicon Valley is actually pretty dope, but weird and difficult to at the time, confusing and difficult to get into. But yeah, man, Xenogears cool. Glad the Xeno series is still going. Shout out to Xenoblade Chronicles 2, Switch exclusive that I still haven't played. Got to get on that.
Is it all part of the same series, or is it like spiritual successor, or is it?
I think the series is pretty loose. Like,
okay.
The Wikipedia page says Xeno. And it's like, okay, do these actually have anything to do with each other besides those 4 letters? And I don't know that they do. Like, besides the general spirit of the games and the letters XENO. Like, but yeah, it's one of those series that it's tough to get into if you've been just not playing it for the last 20 years. Like, how accessible is this going to be? Oh, crap. But, yeah, I don't know. It's dope. Dope tunes. Great soundtrack, man. Really good great stuff. We got to get some more Mitsuda on the podcast. We got to get that guy as a guest. Our buddy Mitty.
Johnny, line that up.
Okay.
Yeah. Offer him some of that Patreon money. See if Mitsuda will come and hang out with us and maybe do a couple episodes. Can we get him for our 100th? Can we make it a Mitsuda special?
Well, I mean, we could, but that'll definitely cut into our 1-on-1 time or 4-on-1 time with Shiggy.
Oh man, Shiggy's gonna need a little break from our 4-on-1 time, so maybe we can still work on that.
Damn it! I wasn't trying so hard to not go there.
In the meantime, Johnny, let's keep it going, man.
Game 5.
Uh-huh.
So, trivia for this game. There are a total of 8 characters to choose from the beginning, with an additional 9 hidden characters that can be unlocked. The main character is an iguana, which is a reference to the mascot for the company that developed the game. Who's got some answers?
All right, here we go.
Damn it, John.
Oh,
All right.
God damn
So, John Harrington says Iggy's racing balls or something. We'll have to check back with the judges. Jesse says Iggy's wrecking balls, which is correct. And John Regan says, what is the Matrix? Forgetting that we're not on Jeopardy. Jesse is definitely correct. Do we want to give a point to John Harrington?
Yes.
Okay.
I am the judges, motherfucker.
So this is Iggy's Wrecking Balls for the Nintendo 64.
Yeah, there's a face. It's I remember the box. There's a ball that looks like an iguana, and he's smiling like an idiot. And you know those ones where it was always checked out at Blockbuster and you never got a chance to rent it? This wasn't that. I just wasn't interested in renting. This was always available.
This is an interesting game. I never owned it. I definitely rented it a couple of times. It's fun. Yes, Jesse is holding up a magazine that has a preview of Iggy's Wrecking Balls.
Nice.
And there are the 8 characters, the 8 initial characters.
Yeah. Give us those names.
There is Iggy, QT, Chatter, Amanda, Rob, he's the robot, Gnarly, Charlie, and Sunny.
Of course. And all their last name is Ball.
Yeah, clearly.
Yeah,
and then there are several unlockable characters. I know at one point you can unlock a character, I think his name is Vase, who is an Elvis impersonator.
Nice. In ball form.
It's kind of a weird game because it's basically a racing game, but all of the tracks are just like giant circular towers because it's one of those like 2.5D type games. So your whole goal is to get to the top of this tower by going around these like huge circular spiraling tracks. But it's also kind of a weird like combat game because every character can stretch out like a little grapple thing. Like for Iggy, he uses like his tail and all that. So that's how you get from level to level. You have to like jump up and grapple your way up, and you can use that to grab the other characters and throw them. So on paper, it sounds like a really fun like party game. The problem is the controls are really spotty. Like it's been a while since I played it, but if I remember, like the control stick controls your movement and your grapple. So if you're like moving towards the right and you try to grab something to the left, you have to like jerk the control stick, and it takes a long time to get used to. But it's kind of fun. It's one of those things where like you have to get good at the game to really like get into it and enjoy it. But if you bring over a bunch of friends to all play it, nobody's going to be good at the game initially. So it just turns into a clusterfuck.
Okay. But can it be a fun clusterfuck? That's the question. Like, yeah.
I mean, if you have a bunch of friends who have played it before and know what they're doing, yeah, this game gets pretty cool.
Gotcha. Yeah, my phrase that I've been using repeatedly tonight has been baffling ordeal. And I feel like if you bring a bunch of friends over who don't know how to play this game would quickly become a baffling ordeal. Like I'm looking
like
at it. It's like, oh God, how anything?
I kind of feel like the best way to describe it, like in the sense of like having a bunch of friends over to play Iggy's Wrecking Balls and like trying to set it up and explain it like, hey, we'll all play through it together. It would be like playing Mario Party, but skipping through all of the instructions.
Awesome.
Where it's just like you can have fun, but nobody's really sure what's going on.
Yeah. Sweet. Yeah, it looks like
I'm sorry, John, go ahead.
I was just saying, I'm looking at pictures. It looks like utter nonsense. I can't make heads and tails of anything that I'm looking at.
Yeah, it's a weird game, and especially like in the later levels, because there's, if I remember, I think there's 10 worlds with 10 tracks each. And like in the later ones, it becomes like precision platforming where you have to like jump and grapple at just the right moment to get onto the next level. And if you don't hit that shit just right, you're not climbing that tower. And the controls are really spotty.
Man. Yeah. I'm not sure if this looks fun.
Yeah.
What I'm looking at here.
I'm watching a video of it.
How this translates to multiplayer? I can't imagine how this works at all. Like, oh man.
I'm watching a video, and I don't know if the guy who made this video is really good, but he's beating every level in like 5 seconds. Like this just doesn't look very good.
Mastered the Wrecking Balls. Jesus.
He might just be really good.
Yeah. I don't know, man. I feel like that you never should make a Nintendo 64 game based around a ball shape because it just wasn't that good at making round shapes. Like, this can't look good on a modern TV at all.
Well, I mean, to be fair, it didn't look good on a CRTV in 1998. So, you know.
These are some jagged little balls nowadays, I bet. These must look terrible. Oh, man. That would have been a good tie-in. Alanis Morissette's Wrecking Jagged Little Balls. Yeah.
Sorry, Johnny, that's your wheelhouse.
Alanis Morissette or Jagged Little Balls?
Well, Alanis Morissette, because didn't he sing an Alanis Morissette song? So he could sing an Iggy's version.
Oh, yeah. John did do that to us on an episode, I remember.
Yeah.
Oh, Jesus. Yeah. No, this... I'm surprised this didn't go places and start a long-running series of face-ball games for Acclaim. You know, we've really been, I realize now, we played a lot of Acclaim games back in the day. I think that was a Nintendo 64 owner's thing in like 1998. Like, Acclaim was pumping out some stuff. And, man, this is, I'm flummoxed. I just don't
say you appear utterly flabbergasted.
Yeah, I'm just gobsmacked by the whole thing. Like, He's a ball, but he's also a face. I don't get it. Like,
Well, I mean, I'm about to blow your mind, but there is the character, I believe, Chopper, who is a ball but just a mouth.
oh, awesome. Let's lose the face, but I like those teeth. Yeah. Can we get the
Basically.
Rolling Stones to sign off on this? Like,
Just like, hey, you know those chattering teeth toys? What if that, but a ball?
nice.
So a mad ball.
Yeah, exactly.
Why isn't this the Mad Balls game? Why is it Iggy's Wrecking Balls? Like, that's such a good tie-in. Ugh.
Just,
Miss Mad.
I'm disappointed that none of them are actually wrecking balls. Like none of them are wrecking balls on a chain. Like they're just balls.
Yeah, where's the wrecking come into it?
Well, because you like grab other players and toss them around, so you're wrecking your opponents.
Okay, and I guess you grapple, so at some point you swing like a wrecking ball. But, you know, I don't know,
I mean,
man.
really, this is the game that was begging for a Chain Chomp cameo.
Yes.
Ooh, that too. Damn.
Yeah. But I feel like if I rented this, I mean, based on appearance, I probably wouldn't rent it because it looks like fucking confusing as shit. But like, if I rented a game called Wrecking Balls, I'd be on like a blast core high, and I'd want a game where you're just fucking demolishing shit, and then you get a weird ball combat racing game, and I get the feeling I'd be really fucking upset about it. I don't know, man. I've never felt this way about a game before. I'm so confused by it.
I'm so happy that I was able to choose a game that just ground the show to a halt.
I got nothing. Like, what can you even say about this? What even is it?
It's one of those like weird experimental late 90s games that there were a lot of for the N64 and PlayStation, but the soundtrack's kind of cool.
Soundtrack is cool, ish. It's that Acclaim house music. I bet you it's the same fucking composer as like Extreme G. It's
Man, that game has some fun music.
yeah, it does. And if Iggy's Wrecking Balls was like 3D racing like Extreme G, now you got me. But I'm so fucking confused by everything about this. It's just what I don't even know. It looks somewhere between like Chameleon Twist and like a fucking like racing game, and I just don't get it. Oh man, Johnny, I need a palate cleanse, man. Can we do a bonus game? So, trivia for this bonus game. This game was released in 1996 in Japan and 1998 in America, and one of the initial criticisms of this game was that the characters did not resemble the characters as they were appearing in the anime. Well. I've gone ahead and penciled us in for a hat trick. I feel like Johnny should just go ahead and play that sound. Let's all flip. Yep, it's Pokemon Red / Blue. Green if you're in Japan, which we're not. Hell yeah, man. So
What were
this
those
is a
first
game-
two songs?
Say what?
That last song was against the Elite Four, wasn't it?
That was Final Rival Battle. That was the
Okay.
final battle of the game. Yeah, it's blowing your mind, the other ones, isn't it, Johnny?
Yes.
It was shit.
See, this is how I felt when we did Pokemon Yellow on the show. Like, I know these songs,
This
but I
sounds-
can't know this game.
And I'm pissed. That was fucking very obscure Pokemon Mansion.
Hmm.
And then I want to say the other one was Sylph Company, the Sylph Company building. And then the final rival battle. So I picked the obscure ones because there are hardly any obscure songs in this game. Like, you can't pick 3 songs from this game without having something that starts with the like battle lead in. It's just not possible. So, man, I'm sure that none of us played this game. Johnny, start the calculating computer. No, don't.
I'm sorry, what was the name of this series?
Yeah, it was Pocket Monsters in Japan.
Okay.
Here in America, they called it Pokemon. And I can't remember. Did the anime precede the game in America? Because, I mean, I was all about this, and I was all about that anime. And then I do have distinct memories of, like, first time you run into a Pikachu, it's like, what the fuck is that thing? Like, that doesn't look a thing like Pikachu. Like,
Well,
what did
I
they-
remember they had to change later games in the series because in the anime Ash uses a ghost type to beat Sabrina because Ghost was strong against Psychic. But in the game, Ghost is weak to Psychic. So many kids tried to catch a Ghost and go up against Sabrina and got their ass kicked that they had to change it.
Yeah, I don't know. I could spend the entire time just talking about how janky the original fucking sprites were for this game. I guess that is probably why they made Pokemon Yellow and updated exactly one sprite. It's like, okay, we need to give the kids a nice looking Pikachu because, what the fuck did we just do? Do you guys? You guys got any memories of janky ass Pokemon Red Blue sprites or favorite janky ass originals?
I don't remember being that upset about them compared to the anime.
Yeah, I was never picky about it.
Johnny, you're unflappable, man. Look up a fucking an image of Blastoise from the original Pokemon Red and Blue. He looks fucking ridiculous. He looks just out of shape. He only has one eye. He's all fucked up.
I do remember being very confused because Geodude is incredibly smooth, which is a couple bumps on his head.
The dude was so cool in the show. He's just a rock with attitude, and he just looks like a turd with arms. It's terrible. Mankey, he's just a ball with a nose, and it's wow, who the fuck drew these? They all look like bad fan art drawings of the original 151. It's they're pretty cute. It's a nice attempt.
Yeah, Blastoise does. He really looks like he has to get on a treadmill sometime. He's just not looking great.
Yeah, I love Blastoise, man. But yeah, that original sprite, it's just really fucked up. I'm trying to remember. Executor looks really fucking ridiculous. Execute looks like just some eggs. Executor looks like an old man struggling to stand up out of his recliner. It's bizarre. You couldn't draw something just a little better than that. I don't know, man. But yeah, and there's just one missing it's just really fucked up. There's barely anything there. It's just a bunch of dots and shit. But yeah, it's a pretty good game, I guess. Any of you guys got fond Pokemon Red Blue memories that we didn't cover when we talked about Pokemon Yellow?
Oh, for sure.
I believe the technical response is a fuck ton.
Yes. Yeah. Put a metric fuck ton of time into this game. That's right. We measure time in fuck tons, and it's metric.
I never realized though, how janky this game was.
Oh yeah.
And then they re-released them for 3DS Virtual Console, and I was going to get them, and then I started reading a bunch of people wow, this game's really slow. There are so many glitches. There's just oh yeah, this game they rushed this out of production.
Yeah. I remember that I definitely had a Game Boy and was playing the actual physical copy, but this is one of the games that first games that I really emulated heavily. Because it's okay, well, I've got a copy of Pokemon Blue, so I can download a copy of Pokemon Red. And, man, being able to hold down the space bar to speed the game up when you're, walking through the fucking, Viridian Forest and shit really makes a difference. Because, yeah, this game moves really fucking slow. It's glacial pace. So, I can only imagine downloading, a ROM of this on 3DS and playing it where you can't fast forward through, the walking through, Mount Moon Cave. It's just oh yeah, Jesus Christ, another Zubat. I'm an adult. My time is precious now.
I have super fun memories of playing this game and battling all the gym leaders and going through the cities, but I had forgotten about hey, remember where to progress further you had to walk through a cave?
Yeah.
Multi-level. Remember Diglett's Cave and how completely pointless that was?
Yeah, and you can't skip it. It's not you defeat it and then it's some guy moves out of the way and you can just walk by it again. Eventually you get the fly Pokemon, but no, there's certain ways that you just can't avoid this shit. What was it? Was it Mewtwo or Articuno where there was a cave with surfing and shit? Or there was one where you had to use strength to push a lot of rocks, and it was multi.
Oh. That was Articuno, where there was a puzzle where it was a 3-level cave, and you had to push rocks to block water to get to the island where Articuno was.
Ooh.
Yeah. Oh God, I forgot him. Remember beating in Fuchsia Town, you beat Koga, the poison leader, and then you had to go to Cinnabar Island. So you had to swim like the entire length of the Pacific Ocean to get there.
Yes, and man, were there tentacles. The tentacles are the Zubats of the sea, and they fucking suck. But yeah, Pokemon Red and Blue were great. I'm glad that we all played them. Glad that the series has evolved, even though I don't really play it anymore. It's Pokemon's dope. Like, can you imagine a world where Pokemon just never came to America?
Oh man.
Yeah.
We'd have to play Digimon.
Ugh. God help me. Digimon's
Monster
only-
Rancher.
Or Monster Rancher, yeah.
True. I forgot about Monster Rancher. Why didn't that live on?
It got an anime. I remember watching the anime.
I don't. Yeah, I was a Pokemon kid, and I was going to stay a Pokemon kid. Digimon, please. I'll look up some pornographic images of it, but I'm not watching that show. But yeah, so just wanted to throw a last bonus game on here because we haven't used very many Pokemon games on this show. We kind of have to fix that. Like,
Weird.
Shh. There may or may not be a more recent Pokemon game that I've got in my back pocket.
it's good. There's a shitload of more recent Pokemon games, and they're all in the show's back pocket because we've barely touched the series on the show. So, we'll never run out of games for this. So, fuck yeah. Pokemon Red and Blue, they're dope. One last go around. Favorite Pokemon, Johnny?
Favorite Pokemon? Probably Ditto.
God damn it, John. Serious.
He's great. He's all the Pokemon.
That's a very, very Johnny answer. He's like all the other Pokemon. He could be anything, but they have that stupid face. Well done. Jesse, what about you, man?
Bulbasaur.
Yeah. David, can you compose yourself?
I'm sorry, I completely lost it at the John giving let me think about it for a second. Probably Ditto. God damn it, John.
We're back to goddamning the right Johnny.
Oh, that was funny as hell.
Yeah.
My favorite Pokemon is probably still Pinsir.
Yes. His sprite actually doesn't look too fucked up. Still looks like Pinsir.
I mean, it's like a 4-foot tall stag beetle. That's awesome.
It's
Yeah,
pretty
he's
awesome.
pretty cool.
I actually have a pretty. Oh, go ahead.
Go for it, John.
Oh,
you need to fix that.
I have an interesting Pokemon thing to contribute, but we can. John, what's your favorite Pokemon?
It's Meowth. It's never changed. It's always been Meowth. Tell your story.
So everyone should go after we're done on the show. You should go look up. If you Google for Pokemon like Virus 3DS, something like that. There's a guy who actually managed to make a virus on Pokemon Red and Blue for 3DS. It'll also work on the original Game Boy, where if you go into fight somebody, with the link cable, it copies itself to their game. And he did it because it lets you it's like a virus, but it also lets you customize the Pokemon in your party. Like, you can just kind of choose whatever Pokemon you want in there. And he did that so that he could get whatever Pokemon he wanted and upload them to the Pokemon Bank doodad, whatever that is, and get cool Pokemon in Sun and Moon.
Gotcha. Cool.
But it's amazing how glitched out that game is.
Yeah, that game's glitchy as shit. It always was. So, great game, great tunes, great Pokemon, except John. And let's start the calculating computer, man.
Let's see here.
Calculating computer activated. Computers. Beeps.
Space!
Boops. Scoring complete. This game's winner is Jesse Moore.
Oh, cool.
Hooray.
I
You
didn't
got
pick
5
bonus
points.
music.
You got a perfect game. Fucking excellent show. So our next episode is episode 99, Jesse. I think you need to come up with a killer home run theme for episode 99. What do you got in mind, my friend?
I'm thinking since we're gonna party like it's episode 99, that we should do Prince games. All games that have Prince in them. I'm not
Yes.
sure how many that is. If you can't find any, then just games from the 90s still. That sounds good.
Okay, yeah. So games featuring the artist formerly known as Prince or Prince, and barring that, well, I think 90s games will suffice. Well done, Jesse. Great theme. Excellent choices. So, great game tonight, guys. A lot of fun. A lot of very odd 90s entries. It was good. It was real good. So thanks to everybody that's been watching along with us live on twitch.tv/GameThatTune, Facebook.com/GameThatTune, and YouTube.com/GameThatTune. And thanks to everybody listening in podcast form. We're having a blast, and we're going to keep it going, man. Be sure to check out patreon.com/GameThatTune. We got tons of fun exclusives. We got monthly mixtapes. We got just all kinds of ridiculousness. And by supporting the show, you help us to create more ridiculousness. Jesse's making fun Fire Pro wrestling videos on YouTube. We're putting together a 24/7 video game music live stream, which has been streaming since November, by the way. It hasn't ended. Like, it's still going. So patrons are paying for that, and we thank you, and the world thanks you. So yeah, go to patreon.com/GameThatTune. Throw us like $5 a month. We could always use a little more help. Thanks to our super fan tier producers, Alex Messenger, Lance Revere, Andrew Oliver. You guys are fantastic. Thank you for what you've done for the show. And yeah, man, great request tonight. Thank you, Dire Crow, who has slid into our Twitter DMs and frequently sends us requests. You can find us on Twitter at GameThatTune to send us requests. Send us requests at GameThatTune@gmail.com. Or hit us up individually on Twitter. We'd love to talk video game music and goof off with you. You can find me at JGangsta187. Follow John Regan on Twitter at
JPReganJR.
Yep, and you can find David Fleming on Twitter at
DFT Fleming.
And you can find Jesse Moore, this week's winner, on Twitter at
Sega_legend.
Oh, hell yeah. So, Jesse, you got the bonus tunes, man. What are we going out with tonight?
Well, I'm going to use my power as the GTT winner of the night and steal David's bonus music. And so I'm going to use his bonus music as my bonus music. So, David, tell us about it.
What a shocking turn of events. So we're getting to the close of like the 90s. One of the biggest games from the close of the 90s was Zelda Ocarina of Time. So this is a little mashup that I found called Gerudo's Delight.
Ooh.
Okay.
I said a hip hop, a hip it to the hip hip hopper. You don't stop to rock it to the bang bang boogie. Say up jump the boogie to the rhythm of the boogie to beat. Now what you hear is not a test. I'm a rapping to the beat, and me, the groove, and my friends are gonna try to move your feet. See, I am Wonder Mike, and I'd like to say hello to the black, to the white, the red, and the brown, to the purple and yellow. But first, I gotta bang bang a boogie to the boogie. Say up jump the boogie to the bang bang boogie. Let's rock. You don't stop, rock the riddle that'll make your body rock. Well, so far you've heard my voice, but I brought two friends along. And next on the mic is my man Hank, so come on, Hank, sing that song. Check it out, I'm the CAS and the OVA, and the rest is FLY. You see, I go by the code of the doctor of the mix, and these reasons I tell you why. You see, I'm 6'1", and I'm tons of fun, and I dress to a T. You see, I got more clothes than Muhammad Ali, and I dress so viciously. I got bodyguards, I got two big cars that definitely ain't the whack. I got a Lincoln Continental and a sunroof Cadillac. So after school, I take a dip in the pool, which really is on the wall. I got a color TV so I can see the Knicks play basketball. Hear me talk about checkbooks, credit cards, more money than a sucker could ever spend. But I wouldn't give a sucker or a bum in the rock and not a dime till I made it again. Everybody go hotel, motel, what you gonna do today? Say I get a fly girl, gonna get some spank and drive off in the Def OJ. Everybody go hotel, motel, Holiday Inn. Say if your girl starts acting up, then you take her friend. Master G, and my mellow, it's on you, so what you gonna do? Well, it's on and it's on and on. The beat don't stop until the break of dawn. I said the M-A-S-T-E-R-A-G with the double E. I said I go by the unforgettable name of the man they call the Master G. Well, my name is known all over the world by all the foxy ladies and the pretty girls, and I'm going down in history as the baddest rapper that ever could be. Now I'm feeling the highs and you feeling the lows.
Wow. I can't believe they did all 12 minutes of Rapper's Delight with the Gerudo Valley theme. That's really fucking something. Yoshi's Story is copyright 1998 Nintendo of America Incorporated. 1080 Snowboarding is copyright 1998 Nintendo of America Incorporated. Spyro the Dragon is copyright 1998 Universal Interactive Studios Incorporated. Xenogears is copyright 1998 Square Company Limited. Iggy's Wreckin' Balls is copyright 1998 Acclaim Entertainment Incorporated. Pokemon Red and Blue is copyright 1998 Nintendo of America Incorporated, The Pokemon Company, Creatures Incorporated, and Game Freak Incorporated.